Fans of the New York Giants are well aware that the upcoming 2022 NFL season is an important one for quarterback Daniel Jones. New York Post sports columnist OConnor recently wrote a piece about the importance of this season for Big Blue starting QB. Ian, he joins me now. Ian, how you doing?
Hey, Dexter, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you again. Now, Ian, the headline for your recent column reads this: Daniel Jones has no excuses not to be reliable Giants starter. So the question here is, why are there no excuses for the fourth-year quarterback?
Well, I've heard from people, Dexter, that, hey, he's had a lot of coaches. He's had a lot of offensive systems in his first 3+ years in the league. Well, part of the reason is because Daniel's performance and his inability to stay healthy has led to some of those changes. So that's one. Two, he's got the physical tools. There's no question about that. At 6'5", he's got the size. He has the arm. He has the speed and athleticism at that position to be a good, consistent player if he can stay healthy. And I think when you look at a healthy Saquon Barkley this year, assuming that stays the case, they've added in Robinson now to Tony. If those players stay healthy, some elusive players and playmakers on the outside. He's got 2 high first-round picks at tackle on both sides. So it is an opportunity for him to prove or to show why the Giants drafted him in the first place. And after taking thousands of snaps in practices and in games, I just think there's an opportunity there for him to show why he was picked number 6 overall in 2019 and be that quarterback the Giants can count on in the long term.
The time is absolutely now. But let's do this, Ian. Let's go to a worst-case scenario where early in the season, Jones might not be getting it done. So where do the Giants go from there if that happens?
Well, I think you're talking about 2-5, 2-6. After maybe 7-8 games, they switched to Tyrod Taylor. And it's an interesting backup situation compared to last year. Mike Glennon, one of the worst backups in the league. This year, Tyrod Taylor is, if not the best, he's certainly in the top 3 or 4, in my opinion anyway. He's a guy who was a very competent NFL starter, went to a Pro Bowl, went to the playoffs one year. And he's looked good in camp. So I think the Giants, this regime obviously did not draft Daniel Jones. They didn't pick up his 5th-year option. So if he's really struggling and it looks like another 4-13 if we stick with him, I don't think they will stick with him. I think after 7 or 8 games, if it's going south, I think Tyrod Taylor will be in there.
That will be interesting to see if that does happen. Now, in your piece in here, you just said this to me, you believe Jones has the tools to be a productive mid-level starter player in the NFL. So with no excuses for Daniel Jones, do you think this season he will show why the G-men drafted him back in 2019?
Well, tell me if he's going to be healthy, Dexter. If you tell me that he'll give the Giants 15 or 16 starts, then I think he will. I'll be optimistic. I think the Giants fans, their fan base needs that, just given the kind of decade they've endured. But I think he does have the skill set to be successful. He's got to stay healthy. Part of that is on the coaches, and part of that is on him. But if he can make those 15 to 17 starts, I have a feeling that he will have a reasonably successful year. What does that mean? Are the Giants 7-10? Are they 8-9? I would say something in that ballpark. But I think that's doable if he can stay on the field.
All right, there you go. You have it from Ian O'Connor. Some optimism for Giants fans surrounding quarterback Daniel Jones. That is Ian O'Connor, New York Post sports columnist. Ian, good to see you. Thank you for all the insight on Jones. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dexter.